So tell me about your early memories as a child.
Well, I was born in Pakistan. My parents migrated from India, and then we had a very comfortable existence in Pakistan. My dad had a good job, a managerial post, and we had everything. But then he decided to come to England to study. We went from Karachi, Pakistan, to Bombay, and then from Bombay we boarded a ship which brought us all the way to Italy. From Italy we took a train to France, through France to England. So we all arrived in England in '61, I think, and it was March. It was very cold, and there's snow everywhere. I went to school, local school in Leicester. That's where I grew up, and it's a very nice school because I was the only brown girl in the school. So I did experience a bit of harassment, but the teachers were very nice, and I worked very hard, and they liked me, and I ended up becoming a prefect at the end of 4 years. So I picked up English very quickly. I had no English at all, apart from what my mother taught me, a few words. The Asian population actually increased when in the late 60s and early 70s, when the Kenyan, the people came from Kenya and Uganda and Africa, and then suddenly we had lots of shops and which catered for our food, and because that was something my mother missed a lot, the food and the vegetables and things. But suddenly when lots of Asians arrived, they opened up shops and things, and we had a lot more choice and a lot more fun, and made a lot of new friends and all that. So yeah, it was good time.
Tell me about what it was like to live in Coventry and like really what it was like to raise you two daughters and my mother.
We arrived in '79. The city centre was a mess. It was a dump. I'm sure Coventry people will agree. It was so soulless. Apart from few stores littered around, there was nothing. But over the years, I can't tell you, it has evolved into a beautiful place. My husband, he had a job as a planning officer of the community. Because it was a community based, we made a lot of friends very quickly, and he started a lot of interfaith groups, and we went to a lot of do's and charity organizations and things like that. And then we somehow made a group of people who were all Asians and similar minded, and we wanted company for our daughters. Religion was no problem here. In fact, I maintain, I say to everybody I meet, that England is one of the most tolerant country in the world. Even some of the Muslim countries, I'm ashamed to say, they are not as accommodating as we are in England. And growing up here as a Muslim was no problem. I mean, I never took the hijab and all that, but if I wanted to, I could have done. Now you see a lot of people wearing hijab, and still, in very, very career-wise, there are plenty of doctors and nurses and teachers and whatever. I mean, on the shop floors, it's just acceptable. And that's the thing I like about Coventry, that we are like that here, especially in Coventry. And my husband was very much active in that interfaith group, and we used to meet every week, and they would all give their side of the religion story. Like if it was Eid or if it was Ramadan, somebody would stand up and tell them what's it all about. And if it was one of the nuns came and they told us about Easter, and it's very, very truly interfaith city, and it still is to this day. I think one has to maintain your own culture and identity and your religion as well. And that's what we sort of brought our daughters up with, you know, the fact that you have to mingle with people as well and accept their differences. And this is the only way forward to be in a happy place, really.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I'm very lucky. I have all these stories and they're part of our family, and it's so lovely to be able to talk to you about it and hear about it. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome.